What debt as a percentage of our GDP is too much?
So it depends on what interest rates are.
Could you just answer my question, Madam Secretary? What percentage debt of our GDP is too much?
Well, this budget has debt held by the public moving up to around 109% of GDP.
And that's not too much, in your opinion?
Historically, it's a high level, but on the other hand, interest rates, real interest rates, have moved down substantially in recent decades. And so higher levels of debt to GDP are sustainable with lower real interest rates. And on
Madam Secretary, are you a Keynesian?
Well, I don't quite know what you mean by that, but I've certainly studied.
Do you believe it's acceptable? Indeed, it's admirable for government when you're in a slow period, a recession, or bordering a recession, to stimulate the economy by borrowing money and spending?
It certainly can be. I certainly.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by Keynesian. Do you support that?
Well, there are different tools that can be used to stimulate an economy.
But let me go back to my question. Keynes said that when you're in a recession, you can borrow money and spend it, government can, to stimulate the economy and get you out of the recession.
Well, I'm not going to make a blanket statement that I agree with that.
Well, let me ask you if you agree with this. A lot of people who say they're Keynesians, and based on what I've read of your writings, you are a Keynesian. But they forget the second part of what Keynes said. He said after you get out of the recession, you pay the money back. Did he not?
I don't recall that he said that.
He said it. I can show you that one, too.
Well, show me that to me.
I promised the chairman I wouldn't go over, and I want to yield back 2 seconds.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy.
But you're in charge of the banking bailouts and the crisis, right?
I am not involved in banking supervision, and I don't have access to any information about the supervision of Silicon Valley Bank.
Okay, so you don't know whether or not the Fed, you haven't looked to see whether or not the Fed issued a warning, 4 years ago to the bank over its risk management systems?
That's not public information, and it's not
Sure it is.
information.
It's in the Wall Street Journal.
Well, it may be in the Wall Street Journal, but it's not public information, and it's not information that I have access to.
Well, I'll give you a copy of this article.
I've read the article, but
the Fed issued a matter requiring attention, and it said your risk management practices are terrible, and you need to improve them.
That is what the article says.